3.3 and 3.4 get into the latter parts of journalizing. Essentially, it starts with the 17th, the 12th of April and goes on down the page. And I'll just kind of go through each transaction. April 12th is paying rent with cash. So what you are going to do is debit general and credit cash. Rent expense is going to be your account title. April 13th is one of the more confusing ones for people. And the reason we have an X in here is because we received cash from sales. Sales is credited, which has an account title. Cash is debited, it has an account title, so there's nothing to put in here. That's why we put in an X. And our document number is T13, and we put our X in here to show that there's nothing to post reference, and that really doesn't mean a lot to you yet, but it will later on. On the 14th, we made a sale on account. Our sales is impacted, we know that, and our accounts receivable is going to be debited. The next one, I believe, is telephone, which is always going to be utilities. It's an expense, so you're going to debit general, credit cash. The next one on the 20th is that Elro made a payment to us or paid us cash on account. Their accounts receivable is going to decrease, that's why it's credited, and our cash is going to increase, that's why cash is debited. Next one is Norm Derner drawing. So there was a withdrawal for personal use. The owner withdrew money for personal use. It's like an expense. It's going to be general debit, cash credit. Again, another one that is going to be kind of similar to what we've done already. We made a sale on account. Accounts receivable is debited. Sales is credited. Norm Derner drawing. Debit general, credit cash. Okay, we get to, and I think you understand the 29th and 30th, their review. We get to the last part. What they want you to do is the totals. Now, if you read the directions completely, they want you to go on to another page. We are on page 1 of a journal. There is no reason for us to go to another page because we're using Excel. If you were doing paper, you would flip back and forth. On the last day of the month, we have totals. Then we have our general, debit, credit, sales credit, cash debit, and cash credit totals. So we total up each column, which is from the top to the bottom. Then we go down below here in improving the journal, and we just take the totals from up above from each of those. Sales credit goes in the credit. There's nothing in the sales debit. Cash debit, cash credit. We total those up, and they balance. Now the reason I have highlighted them, you have to highlight them to show that our debits and credits equal. The last part of 3-4 is proving the cash, and I've kind of made this into a cheat sheet here. It tells us in the book, I think it's in direction number 4 or 5, cash on hand at the beginning of the month is 0. Total cash received during the month is our cash debit. So we add 0 plus 5,099 and we get 5,099. Less cash paid during the month is our cash credit. So we go up here and our cash credit is $35.73. Remember, cash credit is what we pay, take away, whatever. So then we subtract those two numbers and we get $15.26. And it's the same number above for the checkbook balance. This number is always given to you. If you look in the book in that direction, it will give you $15.26. And that is Chapter 3, all of it combined.